welcome to Bottoms Down, Chair Yoga for Everyone. I'm Carol. I'm glad you've joined us today. Today is class number 22 of our 30-class Chair Yoga series. We will start seated with a gate pose. Then we're going to move into some standing poses and we'll return to seated. If you like the experience, click that subscribe button. It is free. Leave me a comment. Now today we are going to be using our block. So if you have a block, that is great. We'll use that yoga block. If you don't have a block, we can substitute a big book or you can just do it without it. Okay? All right, let's get started. We're going to move forward in our chair. Our feet are going to ground to that earth, right? And our sits bones are going to ground to that chair. So feel like everything is stable and equally weighted. Place your hands lightly on those thighs. Flip your palms up towards the ceiling. Lift your heart up nice and tall. Pull your shoulders down out of the ears. Close the eyes and just breathe. Draw your attention inward toward your heart center, letting go of everything outside of the room. Feel your natural inhalation and exhalation. And then begin to elongate the breath. We're going to inhale a little more deeply and exhale a little more completely. Do that a couple more times. And breathe normally. Bring your hands to your heart. Set your intentions for today's practice. One more breath here. Bring your hands back down to your thighs and open your eyes. We're going to look over that left shoulder. And we're going to look center. And we're going to look over that right shoulder. And center. Let's do that one more time. Looking over the shoulder. And center. And looking the other way. And center. Let's roll those shoulders. And do that again. And reverse it. All right. Very, very good. All right. So we're going to bring our ear, or take our right ear and let it fall towards that right shoulder. Just feel that stretch. Then we're going to drop our chin towards our chest. Feel that stretch. And then we're going to drop the other ear over towards that shoulder. And let's go ahead and drop that chin one more time. Now this time you're going to lift your hands up and you're going to place them on the back of the head. Take the elbows down towards the floor and just let the weight of the hands on the head give that neck a little extra stretch. So we're not pulling on it. We're just letting the weight of the hands give it a little more stretch here. One more breath. Bring your hands down to your lap. Lift that head up and release. All right. Very good. Let's come to mountain pose. We're going to bring our arms down by our side and we're going to spread those fingers nice and wide. Come to that goalpost arm. Squeeze your shoulder blades back behind you. Lift your hands towards the ceiling. Shoulders stay down. Think about lengthening through that spine just as much as you can. Lengthening, lengthening, lengthening. The belly is tight. Shoulders are down, but we're stretching those fingertips to the ceiling and releasing. We're going to do that one more time. Mountain pose. Spread those fingers nice and wide. Goalpost arms. Squeeze your shoulder blades back behind you. Belly stays tight. Fingertips to the ceiling. Pull the shoulders down. Try to touch the ceiling with those fingers. Lengthening through that spine. One more breath and bring the hands down to your lap. We're going to move into pelvic tilts. So we're going to take these pointy bones on the edges of the pelvis and we're going to rock them towards our shoulders. And then we're going to rock them forward towards our knees. And then we're going to rock them towards our shoulders. So feeling that movement of the spine, right? And then rock them towards our knees. And let's do that one more time. So it's just a feeling of that movement of that spine. And then we're going to go forward and release. One of the things I like about pelvic tilts is it can be whatever that means to you, right? So if you've got a pretty tight lower back or maybe some fusion happening or whatever, you can still do that. And it can just be smaller, right? So that's a really good version I like to warm up that spine. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and grab our block. Now, if you do not have your block, all you're going to do is the same movement. You're still going to be squeezing. You just won't have the block there between the legs. But I still want you to squeeze, okay? So we're just kind of squeezing. Now, if you don't, again, so if you don't have that block, then maybe you could put your hands in here between and then squeeze. And that's going to give you a little bit of resistance, okay? So let's squeeze that block. And we're going to release it. And we're going to squeeze the block. So your abdominals are engaged. You should feel the pelvic floor muscles engage when we squeeze that block. And release it. And we're going to squeeze that block again. And release. Okay, so now we're going to come up into a chair pose, all right? So we're going to move forward in our chair. Make sure your feet are at 90 degrees below those knees. So you want the knees and behind the toes, but you want to have that 90 degrees so that when you press into the feet, you can lift yourself up out of the chair, okay? So let's start with our hands on thighs. We're going to inhale to prepare. And as we exhale, we're going to press our hands into our thighs. We're going to come into chair pose, and we're going to squeeze that block. I know, right? I feel it too. One more breath. Go ahead and have a seat and take a moment. Okay. Now, we're going to do that again, just like that. We're going to inhale. Exhale, squeeze that block. Lift up. Squeeze the block, activating the belly, activating those pelvic floor muscles. One more breath and have a seat and release. Okay, let's go ahead and grab the block and give the legs just a moment. The next thing we're going to do, we'll do the same leg movement. Our hands will be at heart instead of on those thighs, so we're not going to be giving ourselves any extra help to get up into that chair pose. It's all going to be legs. Okay, are we ready? Bring hands to heart. Take a deep breath in. Squeeze that block. Press up into your chair pose. Hands at heart. Squeeze that block. And have a seat. We're going to do that again. Ready? Inhale. Exhale. Squeeze the block. Come into chair pose. Make sure your knees are behind toes. Make sure you can wiggle toes, right? So we want the hips to be back. One more breath. Have a seat. Just do that final time like this. Inhale. Exhale, squeeze that block. Up we go. Squeeze it. Squeeze it. One more breath and have a seat. Grab the block. Take a break. The next thing we're going to do is we'll come into it with hands at heart and then we're going to extend our arms long. We'll really feel our back working. Don't do it if it doesn't feel good. Leave hands to heart or leave hands on thighs. Ready? Place that block between those knees. Are we ready? We're squeezing that block. Bring your hands to heart. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, up we go. All right, are we squeezing that block? Ready? Here we go. Extend those arms out. Chair pose. One more breath. Bring your hands back to heart. Go ahead and have a seat. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. Squeeze the block. Extend those arms. One more breath here. Hands to heart. Back we go and remove the block. Okay. Really, really good. Now, if you want the next piece of this, if you've got your block, you're going to place it between your feet. If you don't have your block, your hand will come down. It's just not going to have a place to rest, okay? It can rest on your leg, which will be fine. You'll see what we're doing here in a second. And then, actually, let's do the upper part first, and then we'll do all of it. So what we'll do is we'll extend. Let's come down and place our left hand on the block, and we're going to rotate. So what can happen is your hand can be on that thigh, and you can rotate. So that's going to still give you some support. Or your hand can be up here. Now, granted, we're going to be in chair pose, but your hand can be up here too if that feels better. Okay? All right, so our block is down between our feet. We're going to bring our hands to heart. We're going to inhale to prepare. Exhale, up we go into our chair pose. Now, we don't have the block to squeeze, but I still want you to feel like you're pressing those inner thighs together, activating the abdominals and the pelvic floor muscles. Extend your arms out. Bend those knees a little more maybe, right? But this is not getting deeper into chair pose. You don't hinge at the hip, at the waist. You don't hinge, at the hips. Here, you bend the knees and press the hips back if you want to get a little deeper. All right, so we're going to start with that left hand. We're going to place the left hand on the block, and we're going to rotate that right arm up. Feel the extension through the rib cage. So really want the work happening at the ribs. I want the spine to be long. That right arm is up, but it's a natural extension of the shoulder. It's not overextended. One more breath. Let's bring that right arm down, and we're going to rotate to the left. The other thing to think about is keeping these knees in alignment. So we don't want the right knee to come forward as we're twisting to the left. That's what's going to want to happen. Keep your hips back, belly tight. Bring that hand back to the block. Go ahead and have a seat. Okay, good. Everybody feeling all right? So we're going to do that one more time. Ready? Hands to heart. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, chair pose. Extend those arms nice and long. All right, belly stays tight. We're going to take that right arm and we're going to place it on the block, and we're going to rotate to the left. Make sure those knees stay stable. Don't let one knee come forward. One more breath here. We're going to bring that hand back down to the block. We're going to open up the other side. We're going to bring that hand down. Now let's come up back into your chair pose. Bring your hands back to heart and have a seat. I like getting out of it that way a little bit better than the first one. First one I just said sit down. And then we needed to kind of build back into our chair, didn't we? All right, very, very good. So let's go ahead and set our block aside. We're going to move into half lord of the fishes. So we're going to take our right knee and we're going to open it up. And it's at that 90 degrees. So we've got one knee facing me and we've got one knee facing the other side, the other wall. Extend the spine nice and long. Bring that left arm, open it wide, and now we're going to bring it across our body. Now, one thing is you can come to your shoulder, to that arm, right, and then turn and look. Or you can bring that arm all the way across the body, grab the chair, lift, and turn. Either is fine. What I do want you to think about, though, is keeping this left knee open. It always wants to fold in, but I want you to make it, work it, and keep that knee open. Let's open up that left arm, and then we're going to cross the body, grab the chair, crown of the head lifts, and we're going to turn and look over the back of that chair again. Half lord of the fishes. One more breath. Let's release that and face forward. Okay, we're going to do the other side now. So that left knee is going to open. We've got one knee facing me and one knee facing the opposite wall. Ready? Open up that right arm. Bring it all the way across the body. You can grab your shoulder or the chair. lift, and twist. Looking over the back of your chair, hold and breathe. Let's release that, and we're going to do that one more time. All the way across the body, grab the chair, lift, and twist. Make sure that right knee does not fold in. And release. Very good. Let's go ahead and face forward. We're going to do a seated star pose next. We'll do the legs first, and then we'll add those arms, okay? So we're going to move a little forward in our chair. We're going to heel, toe, those feet nice and wide, okay? So the knees are going to stay bent. Now, your hands are going to stay right here on the thighs. We're going to pull that belly super tight. I'm telling you, you're going to need to really bring it in. We're going to extend the legs out, and then we're going to bring them in. You feel it? Extend them out and bring them in. Extend them out. Bring those legs in. Let's do it one more time. Extend and in, and then just take a little break. So that's the leg motion. So I just kind of wanted us to get that feeling first. Now we're going to add the arms, okay? So here we go. Heel, toe, heel, toe. So the legs are going to extend and our arms are going to come to the ceiling into a star pose. Okay, are we ready? Inhale, exhale, out. You got it. Inhale in, exhale, out. Inhale in, exhale, out. Inhale in, two more. Exhale out, last one. In we go, out we go, and release. Okay. The final add-on is instead of starting with our legs out, we're going to start with our feet together, our legs together. So now we've got to move that entire motion, right? So we're starting here, knees bent, then we're going to go wide, legs straight. Bring them in. Knees bent, extend, legs out, arms to the ceiling. Okay, so there's a few pieces to this. We'll get it though. Are we ready? Let's add that breath if you want it. You can leave it out if you don't want to do it. So we'll start with an inhale. Exhale, out we go. Yeah. Inhale in. Exhale out. Inhale in. Exhale out. Inhale in. Belly tight. Exhale out. Star pose. Inhale in. Exhale out. Two more. Inhale in. Exhale out. One more. Inhale in. Exhale out. And in we go. That was so good. How did you feel about that? All right. Very good. We're going to move into a warrior two pose. We'll reverse our warrior and we'll add in a side angle pose. So we're going to start with our legs in that 90 degrees. So we'll take our right knee and open it. Bring your arms up into those warrior two arms. Shoulders stay down out of the ears. Our arms are parallel to the mat. Our feet are grounded to that earth. Warrior two. Now look over your right fingertips. Flip the right palm to the ceiling. We're going to reverse our warrior. So the arm's going to come up towards the ceiling. That left hand is going to come to the chair for support. Extend nice and long through the spine and then come past the midline of the body. There's your reverse warrior. Come back to your warrior two. We're going to squeeze the muscles against the bones in those arms, right? Squeeze, 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 activating that upper body. Now we're going to come to that side angle pose. We're going to take the fleshy part of that right arm, fleshy part of that right leg. Flip that palm up to the ceiling. Let's everybody, the hand that's in the air, place it on your waist, and I want you to lift up and then extend that arm long. If you want to do bicep by ear, you can extend your side angle. One more breath here. Pull that belly in, press up into that warrior two. Reverse that warrior up and back one more time. Back to warrior two. And release. Let's bring that knee forward. Okay, let's do the other side. We're going to take that left knee and open it wide. You've got one knee facing me and one knee facing that other wall. Bring those arms up to the warrior two pose. Let's flip that front palm to the ceiling, that left palm. Up we go. We're going to reverse that warrior, up and back. We're going to go back to warrior two and move into side angle pose. If you want to extend your side angle, bring that arm that's in the air up and over. Okay, are we ready? Moving back into that warrior two. Reverse that warrior up and back. Back to warrior two. And release and face forward. Okay, we're going to do that one more time. Now, if you want to do it with more extended legs, fine. If you want to stick with those legs at 90 degrees, that's fine. If you're with me, I'm going to take my right knee and I'm going to do a heel toe. So that knee and hip and knee and ankle are in alignment at a diagonal. And then I'm going to extend this other leg out to the side. Okay, arms up to warrior two arms. Looking over those right fingertips. Flip the right palm to the ceiling. Reverse your warrior up and back. Back to your warrior two. Straight to side angle pose. Extend your side angle if you wish. Okay, are we ready? Press back to that warrior two. Reverse your warrior up and back one more time. Back to that warrior two. Bring your hands down. Bring your legs in. Oh, take a moment. We're going to the other side. We're going to heel toe that left leg out at a diagonal. Hip, knee, ankle, and foot are in alignment. Extend that right leg out. We're up on the side of that right foot. You can always bend this knee a little bit if that's giving you some cramping up here. That's fine. Come up to warrior two pose, looking over those left fingertips. Shoulders are down, ribs are in the center. Flip that front palm to the ceiling. Reverse that warrior up and back. Come back to warrior two, and we're going to go to side angle pose. Extend your side angle if you wish. Press back to warrior two. Flip that palm up one more time to reverse that warrior. Back to warrior two and release it. Does that feel okay? I know, right? Wow, there's a lot of stretch going on in that one. We're going to move to gate pose. So we're going to take a moment to scoot over to the right side of our chair. So I call it one cheek on and one cheek off. So your left hand is going to grab that chair and you're going to extend that right leg out. Again, we're up on the edge of that foot. So if you want to bend the knee a little, that's fine. All right, so now the leg that's extended, that's the arm we're going to use. We're going to extend that arm up to the ceiling and we're going to open up our gate. So we're leaning. Now we're going to take this hand to the leg, extend that other arm up if it feels okay to release the chair, and we're going to lean. So there is our closing of the gate. Then we're going to come up. We're going to extend that right arm up and open that gate. Come up, extending that other arm and close the gate. Up we go, extending that right arm and open that gate. Now, if you want, we're going to move into a half moon, a seated half moon. So we're leaning here, right? This hand is on the chair. All we're going to do is we're going to lift that right leg up. I know, it's hard. For 3, 2, 1, put the leg back down and release it. Do okay on that? All right, leave that last part out if it's a little more than you want. I get it. It's a lot. Let's move to the left side of our chair. Extend that left leg out. I'm sorry. We're moving to the, yeah, that's what, I said it right. I'm suddenly like, wait a minute, I'm mixing up my sides, but no, I said it right. So that leg is extended. We're on the side of that foot. Knee can bend if you want. All right, hold on to that chair. The leg that's extended, that's the arm we're going to start with. We're going to extend it up to the ceiling, and then we're going to open up our gate. Feel that stretch of that side waist. And then down we go. We're going to place that hand on the leg, extend the other arm up, and close your gate. Bring your hand to the chair, extend the other arm, and open your gate. Hand comes back down, extend the other arm up, and close your gate. All right, we're going to place that right hand on the chair. We're going to extend up. We're going to open that gate. Now, if you want to come into your seated half moon, we're staying in this open position for gate pose, and we're going to lift that leg up off the mat for half moon for 3, 2, 1. Down we go, and release. Whew. That feel okay? I know, good work. All right, now we're going to do a couple of standing poses. So we're going to come to standing behind our chair. I'm going to move out from behind just so you can see me a little bit better, but you stay behind your chair so you've got that support, okay? So I'm going to use my chair for support, but I'm going to be beside it. So what we're going to do first is we're going to place our weight into our left leg, and we're going to cross ankle to ankle. Okay, so this ankle is just crossed in front. Now, I want you to bend your supporting knee. Okay, so we're going to bend that knee, and we're going to shoot our hips back. You're holding on to that chair, okay? So you've got that chair here. You're shooting those hips back. This is a standing pigeon pose, okay? So the belly is tight. The spine is long. We're keeping the back flat. The hips are pushing back. One more breath here. Go ahead and lift up. And let's do the other side before we add on. You know we're going to be adding on. So let's cross the other ankle on top. Bend the supporting knee. Shoot your hips back. And just begin to let that heart fall a little bit further. One more breath. And up we go and release. Okay. So we're going to do the same thing again, but I just want to see if you can get a little bit deeper. All right, so we're going to put the weight into that left leg, cross over, ankle to ankle, bend the supporting knee, push the hips back, and see, maybe you start walking your hand down the chair a little bit. And if you need to scoot back a little bit to give yourself more space, you can. Right? Shooting those hips back. The back is still staying flat. So I'm not rounding here. And then let's come up. And we're going to do the other side. So the key to the standing pigeon is keeping the back flat and shooting the hips back. So we tend to want to round, I know. But we're going to try to keep that back flat. All right, so we're going to bend that supporting knee, shoot the hips back, keep the back flat, and walk your hands down that chair. We've got one more breath here, and then up we go. Okay, so those are really good versions. You've got a couple of add-ons. Now, if you want to do the final piece of it, I'm personally going to grab my block, and I'm going to have my block here to give me something to hang on to. And you might want to come out to the side and have your block as well. Your choice, or you can use your chair. Both are great. But instead of crossing ankle to ankle, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pick this knee up, this ankle up, and I'm going to place it just above that standing knee. Now you're going to want to bend that standing leg, bend that knee so that that ankle has somewhere to sit. Okay, belly tight. Shoot your hips back. Down we go. You can hold the chair. You don't have to worry about balance here. And then I'm going to place my hands on my block. Right? My back stays flat. My belly stays tight. My hips are pushing back. Now maybe I move that block down a position and see if I can get any deeper into that pigeon pose. Maybe I move the block down even more. See, that's one of the things I like about the block is you can, engage in more. And then maybe your hands come to the mat. Please don't overdo it. Please don't force anything. Listen to your body and do what works for you. For 3, 2, 1, go ahead and come up and release. How did that feel? I know. It's a challenging pose, and I'm just giving you lots of add-ons. You know that, right? You can do whatever version. I'm giving you tons of versions for you to pick from. So don't feel like you've got to force it. Well, please do not force anything, okay? So we're going to do the other side. So now the weight is in this other leg. We're going to bend it, and we're going to cross ankle up above that knee, okay? So we've got a little bending of that knee happening. Make sure those hips are shooting back. Keep that belly tight. Then down we go. So again, if you're behind your chair, you're just hanging onto the chair. Maybe you walk your hands down the seat of the chair. If you've got your block and you want to be like me, come on, join me. Okay, so we're going to hang out here for a moment. Keep that belly super tight. Keep that back flat, right? And then if you want to move that block down a position, go for it. See, one side could be more willing than the other, super common. The other thing I want you to think about is I want the hands to be even on both, so both hands are equally placed on that block. What tends to happen is we tend to want to compensate. I don't want that. Keep everything square. Then move down. Don't compensate, don't twist. Keep everything square, facing forward. Then if you want to do hands to the mat, go for it. For 3, 2, 1, go ahead and come up slowly. Unravel. Whew, my goodness. Set that block under your chair. That feel okay? All right, we've got one more thing. We're going to face the seat of our chair. We're going to move into a warrior one pose, and we'll add a pyramid pose, okay? So the foot next to the back of the chair, we're going to step that foot under so that when you bend that knee, you know that it can touch. Then you're going to take a step back with that other leg. Heel is down, foot is at that 45-degree angle. Bring those hips forward, bend that front knee first, okay? Now, bring your hands to heart. So here we are in our warrior one pose. Belly tight, spine long. Bring those hips down, right? So pull that belly in. All right. Now, from our warrior one pose, we're going to extend our arms to the ceiling. Then we're going to straighten our front leg. Now, we're going to bow over our chair. Keep that front leg straight. Bow over the chair. Bow over the chair. Now, place your palms in the seat of the chair. And see if you can continue to bow a little bit further. Keep the back flat, right? Pyramid pose, standing pyramid pose. Keep this hip back, really stretching into that front leg. One more breath here. Let's bend the front knee, come up to standing. Bring that foot forward. Now we're just going to go straight to the other side, okay? So we're going to bend that front knee. Keep that back heel down, 45 degrees, hips are forward, front knee is bent, hands to heart. Pull the belly in, lengthen through the tailbone. Extend the arms up, inhale. Now, lengthen through that front leg, so the front leg is straight now. We're going to hinge forward, keep the back flat, look out, not down. Bring the hands down into the seat of the chair, extend the spine long, and let that heart fall forward. Standing pyramid pose. One more breath here. Bend that knee and step out of it. Very good. Okay, let's come back to seated. Now, we're going to take our right knee and open it, and we're going to take that left knee down towards the floor and push the foot back behind us. Crescent lunge. Come to goal post arms. Squeeze your shoulder blades back behind you, looking up slightly. Let's bring everything down, release that, and we're going to do that one more time. Here we go. Up we go. And release. All right, let's do the other side. Here we go. Left knee opens, right knee falls down towards the floor. Push the foot back behind you. Go post arms, squeeze those shoulder blades behind you, lifting up through the chin, crown of the head long, belly tight, and release it, and do it one more time. Crescent lunge. And release and face forward. All right, very good. Let's move into Shavasana pose. Hands are going to rest lightly on our thighs. Flip the palms up to the ceiling. Close the eyes. Take a deep breath in and a full breath out. Never forget. See the beauty that is this day. Feel the miracle that is your life. Against all probability, you are here to experience now. Give to the experience its full due. Stand in awe of the fact that you can stand in awe. Contemplate the wonder of your ability to wonder. Listen with care and love to the softest whisper. Gaze intently at the brightest star. You can choose what to do and then act on your choice. You can question, learn, understand, and explain. Never let yourself forget how much richness and mystery and possibility there is. Always live to give unique expression and meaning in the best way you know how. Take a deep breath in and a full breath out. Drop your right ear towards your right shoulder. Reach up with the right hand. Give the head a gentle tug as you press that left hand down towards the floor. Release it. Drop the chin towards the chest. Reach up with the hands. Give the head a gentle tug. Release it. Drop your left ear towards your left shoulder. Reach up with your left hand. Give the head a gentle tug as you press that right hand down towards the floor. Release it. Look up just slightly. Open your mouth if you want to stretch your jaw. Bring your hands to your heart. Honoring one another, we say, Namaste. Very well done, my fellow bottoms downies. We have made it to the end of class number 22. I think the hardest part is just getting to the chair. What do you think? Please keep showing up and click that subscribe button. Leave me a comment, and I'll see you next time.